Friday night. Friday night, we're on top. A watermarked pub table becomes our soapbox. Boys who think they're being discreet flick keys to their nostrils in a side street by the station, like they couldn't wait till later. In front of a building site, make way for regeneration. The representation of our generation, of bleeding knuckles mid-altercation in a nation of sore lips and pushed up tits by the wheelie bins, a cross-section of how it really is. Man, I've had too much drink to try and fight for what I really think. On the way home, I pray for anonymity, to wait for the shame that comes when morning brings reality, and like the new light shows crumbs on a countertop when you think they're clean, I've had enough. I wake up with my lips pressed to the wall because this E1 bedroom's too small. That's the price you pay for pretension. And my heart beats like an army is marching below me. For the first time in ages, I want my mum to hold me. Nobody told me what it was like to actually admit that you're lonely in a city where you press your body to a man in a suit on the tube, but only because you have to. Where I only kissed that boy in that bar last week to make my friends laugh like I'm supposed to. Black cab, door locks. So I'm stuck. I'll have to roll through this one in order to make the first train. Feign it's still night time as I see the sun on the horizon and hate myself a little bit more. Foot on the floor. So yeah, but I said I'd have a quiet one. Foot in the door. And these are the moments that you forget yourself. Wake up in the morning thinking that you need some help. Deeper Underground plays on a Beats by Dre boombox and Charlie's already taken his shirt off. My phone beeps. Reminded me of some boy that I met last week and I was only really interested in the shoes on his feet. Somebody comes in and says that Jordan and Pete are having a rap battle in the small bedroom and everybody rushes through to see it because apparently this is history in the making. Ben drops a shit beat. We chuck a pillow at his head and tell him to leave. And everybody's lips are red. There's too many people sitting on the bed. I'm ballroom dancing with somebody else's Jack Daniels and the real life Jack holds my head and sounds funny now because I'm laughing, like really laughing, starting to think I'm enjoying myself. I've got this overwhelming sense that I'm actually free as someone passes me a line from Keith Richards' autobiography. We move like liquid through the house and scout the drawers of bigger bedrooms for half-empty cigarette packets and the kind of booze saved only for special occasions. Pop the cork on a bottle of champagne somebody got for their 21st, and in this moment, it doesn't matter. Smoke cigarettes to the butt and pretend like your childhood fucked you up. No, it didn't. No, mine did, see. My dad shot me down the stairs when I was 15 for half a spliff in the back pocket of my jeans. And the guy I'm talking to is underwhelmingly insincere, and he's talking about artwork. He offers me a lukewarm beer. He's got his collar popped up, so I knew he'd be a nightmare. And when he tries to touch my knee, I know it's time to steer clear. So I find the only open window in the house. I'm just trying to breathe. And the council came round at 3 and told me something about noise pollution with overt sincerity. With artificial confidence, I told them I didn't care. And then you come in. I suppose it's your room, so it's only fair. And you share the only air there is. In that most intimate and quiet of moments, nothing is said, but everything is known. And the house is full of people, but I've never felt more alone. Thank you.
Alright. She's put her hand under the desk. I'm guessing it's a button she's pressed. Something that I've come to expect. Maybe it's just all in my head, yeah? I take my passport and suitcase and I make my way through, and what you know, I get stopped. 3 cops in plain clothes. They give me a look like, I'm sure you've seen the news. I'm sure that you appreciate it's what we gotta do. They take me to the side, ask how was the flight. I'm like, it was alright. They say, where'd you go? I say, Beirut. They say, why? I say, because I've got a mate who lives there and she may move soon, so I wanted to go before she decides to. They ask for a name, job and address. I can't remember where she lives off the top of my head. So I take out my notebook and I find where it's written. They take a look and they start flicking through. I told him it's just a bunch of poems, and he just keeps on. He gives it back. He says, you speak Arabic, don't you? I'm like, nah. I speak English and broken Urdu. They're like, where are your parents from? I'm like, Pakistan. They're like, well, of course you speak Arabic, don't you? I'm like, nah, they only teach us how to read it. They don't teach us how to speak it. They ask loads more questions, most repeated. Then he says, that's all right, for now. We'll check what you said is correct. Thanks for your time, you've been here a while, have a nice day. And leaves with a smile. Maybe he thinks smiling whilst racial profiling makes that. I whip my beard back and forth. 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 I ain't got many friends in London. Most they pretend when they need a bit of funding. They're always ducking out, making out like they stuck around. They only come around when they need more than a couple pounds. We got a show we like to get going. What's the dealio? Whoop whoop. Funding video. I'm in the office. Camera's set up. I'm not alone. I'm with Vanessa. She's from Sierra Leone. We were both cast in the last show together. We both played Somali pirates. That's alright. Maybe it was casted blind. Rest of the cast was white. There's a white guy here, Stephen. He's in a wheelchair. We start speaking to the camera, saying things like, if it weren't for this place, right, I don't know what I'd be doing with my life. I'd probably be out on the streets. This project's given me a place to be. They give us the thumbs up, wrap up, pack up. I go, you want to come pub? They're like, you got a number, yeah? I'm like, no. And they're like, yeah, just text us then. Don't know what I'm waiting for. Maybe I'm just waiting for them to say that we're not mates and they only keep me around because I'm buck-shaped, and it's just, I whip my beard back and forth. I whip my beard back and forth. I whip my beard back and... Salam alaikum, brother. Wa alaikum salam. How you doing? I'm cool. You? Alhamdulillah. Brother, why are you wearing earrings? I thought you'd be more God-fearing. You know it's forbidden in Islam. Is it? I don't recall the earring verse in the Quran. Would you be doing the same if you was born in Pakistan? But I weren't born in Pakistan. I was born here. I was formed here. Look, brother, I know you think you're from here, but you will never truly belong here. No matter how much you try to look like them, you don't. They will never truly accept you. Look, man, I respect you and that, but I ain't got time for a debate. I'm kind of late. I've got to jet off, so another day, yeah? Okay, brother. Maybe one day we'll see you at the mosque. I'm running. I'm running like thoughts. I'm running from thoughts. Shit. Things can get depressing. Quick. Inside you're rattling from the constant battling, broken pieces, floating tokens, token gesture, token jester, open sesame, Alibaba, 40 thieves, more grievances. I got no one to pledge allegiance with. I'm stuck in a box. Ballerina chopped off in place of Bangra man. Dance, monkey, dance to the music of the snake charmer. I am karma. I am Kama Sutra. I am Nitto Honey 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 Mutti I am your gap year. You said you were lost. I hope you found yourself. I am Slumdog Millionaire, Downward Dog, 8-headed God. I am Shiva. I am Al Qaeda. I am auditioning for the role of Terrorist 1. Can you do that in an Arabic accent? I am Dalsim. I am Bollywood season. I'm Bollywood season on Channel 4 at 2 in the morning. I am Ganges, I am Gandhi, I am Jinnah, I am 5 pillars, I am sinner, I am cinnamon, I am cardamom, I am not invited to the Houses of Parliament. I am Sharif, don't like it, rock the Casbah, stop the fatwa, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah. I'm England. No, you're not. Look at you. I am England shirt made in Bangladesh. I am Brick Lane. I am Curry House of the year 2005. I am Rogan Josh. I am so damn lost. I'm so damn lost. I'm just looking for a shape that's whole. I'm looking for a way back home. Mera juta hai Japani, ye patloon Englistani, sar pe laal topi Rusi, fir bhi dil hai. Home is where your heart is. Nah. Home is where your heart lives. Nah. Home is where your ass fits. And you're okay to stay till you leave in a casket. Oh no. All my ladies, if you're feeling me, whip your beds. Don't matter if it's long, short. Don't do it with your bed. Your beds. Thanks.
That's really all there is to say about it. On a night like this, he will leave his lonely on your ribcage, when the words I understand aren't enough, and being shred from the inside seems like a glorious way to die. Your names will stay safe on the wet sides of tongue. You swear, if you could howl the night into morning and blow bruises onto freckled skin, you'd have a few less reasons to sin. Might accept the saviour, if that tornado on legs wore his scent and had glazed eyes blinking with scattered lashes, you would be holy if his smile was the only thing you had to have faith in. Make a crime scene out of penny sweets and eat your way to reincarnation alongside the memory of finger paints and all the ways we were taught to hate ourselves. Year 1, year 2, year 3, you could go on. For men whose names you can't remember and made annual appearances, that's already a one-up on your fathers. You gave 1 minute silences. White ribbon in teeth stained with Vimto, back when you bit all that you loved and laughed because you never knew what songs really meant, but you knew singing. My God, you knew singing. When you reminisced enough and end up on the bathroom floor, legs wrapped in promises you'll never keep, thinking, ain't loneliness a funny, funny thing? To wake up next to somebody whose face has been etched into your lips and whose name is a full sunset over the kind of houses you only ever see in suburban America, you'll tell him, you've never been good at the chasing. Someone once wrote 2,000 words on my loving you was too hard, said it feels like way too many panic attacks, and you do not want to suffocate him. In reply, he'll turn you into an autograph. The only way he knows to sign his name these days, with love and in red Sharpie, by pointing out that you are blinded by scratched skin and a deep emptiness. He will not be wrong, but he will not be right. And at the end of it all, you will both give in, just to see if you can love enough to push the hate out.
Dignity, and every word I hear you speak is a dagger in me. You've watched me try to win your love, my heart upon my chances on a girl and let me in. And give me everything you have, boy. Sink, don't swim. Just say you'll try and fight your feelings if you must. I don't mind, for the sake of me. 'Cause if we try, love could blossom, things could grow, we could thrive. It could be easy. But take your chances on a girl and let me in. And give me everything you have, boy. Sink, don't swim. And take your chances on a girl and let me in. And give me everything you have, boy. Sink, don't swim. Thank you. I'm currently recording my second.
Speaks to what happened, but from a Nigerian context. Anyway, here goes. Let me begin again, I say, as the bar blurs invisible, its volume reduced to the merest suggestion of others, and it's just us, spotlit in the black womb-like silence of theater, and your question themes the play. Let me begin again, I say. I went to church last Sunday, and the pastor preached, put not your faith in man, who only is good as his next breath. Align your faith with he who gives breath. Here I stutter, my answer splintering like fragments of bone against the mud soil of memory. Moments before, I recalled the call to prayer in the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, the slow unfurling Imam's son's voice as dusk touched the courtyard, the dust settling, the sun solemnly bowed on the horizon, thin as if a prayer mat, and the gathered performing ablutions. Bismillah, they say, washing hands, mouths, nostrils, faces, head, arms, ears, feet, kneeling to pray. Allah is great, God is great, they say. You counter with airplanes, fireballs and towers falling. Stop your rant with the first fireman to die. His skull caved by a jumper from the 51st floor. Fleeing flames in the name of Allah, gracious, great, merciful. This was done, you say, this was done. I mentioned Amazing Grace. How sweet the choir leader swayed in white robes, eyes closed, drunken Southern Baptist hymn hypnotic, sailing congregations to the oceanic depth whence his tears, wide and sure as waves right back and forth that everything would be all right. You reject faith again, describing Jos, Nigeria, the girl watching flat amongst tall grass, the squad of Christian men who hold her mother down as another swings down with the machete, down as sunlight skates the blade's edge, down the last swing, the fragment of bone, and there were screams no more. There's blood in the drama of men and gods, you say. Rivers of it flow through our wounded earth, gush from script in houses of worship, and act after act aren't all stained except the audience, those seated in darkness. You gesture towards those seated in darkness who gawk as we squabble on stage. Aren't they the ones the light beyond will touch unbloodied, who will die hands clean? Let me begin again, I say. I went to church. The pastor preached faith, man, breath. I stutter. The bar blurs back to life, and words fall against your ears. Cheers. Thank you. It really isn't a happy
We live in a loveless house. Oh, his daddy was a drinker, he became a drinker in time. Pass me by, oh, young and reckless, pardon me. I'm not dreaming of forever, just some things you said of me. Oh, you come my ghost, don't need this now. Oh, not yet. Bring your wrecking crew, leave this town alive or dead. My saint with his crooked spine on a 7-7 bus route like some beige fold in time. On the line and undersword, we bore more than we should. In my defense was ignorance, like every loser says. Oh, he lives in a godless house, built brick by brick on the mistakes of someone else. Cage me now, your piety. Not saying it's not my weakness, but you see the worst in me. Oh, come my ghost, don't need this now. Oh, not yet. Bring your wrecking crew, leave this town alive or dead. We live in a loveless house. His mother was a victim, he became a victim in time. Pass me by, oh, young and reckless, pardon me. I'm not dreaming of forever, just some things I'm not.